welcome to the show. It's so great to have your company today. On the show today, we're going to be chatting with Sean Rose. He is the man behind Bundy's Big Bash Cricket. We've also got Elle and Joe, the new radio presenters for Triple M Breakfast. I'm going to be chatting with Nathan. He's going to tell us all things music and what sort of albums you need to be adding to your library. And I've also got some music featured by the BB Factory. So take a seat and join me for the ride. Sean Rose joins me on the show. Sean, welcome to the show. I have been told that you are the man behind Bundy Big Bash Cricket. Tell me a little bit about what is Bundy Big Bash Cricket?
Bundy Big Bash Cricket, and thanks for having me. Bundy Big Bash Cricket is a concept that came up with about 5 years ago. So a lot of great work had been done by some of the former executive in Bundaberg, like Noel Stitt, who came up with Master Blasters Under Lights back in around that 2013, 2014 type. And the growth of the junior game was really, starting to come through. And it was more about, we're talking about the integration of juniors and the seniors, but it was also about building some relationships with players into club. And on top of that, trying to bring something different to the Bundaberg landscape with bringing in franchises. Historically, the clubs, if you're a Waves person, if you're a Brothers person, the whole family's that for life. Whereas the Big Bash brought something in where you had business owners who had total creative control over franchises, and it just became something that just sort of took off. And I was fortunate enough that I had, 4 great franchises and 1 great naming sponsor that jumped on board, and off it went 5 years ago, and we just recently finished season 5 with the Headlands Pies going back to back for the first time.
That's amazing. So it sounds like everyone's really gotten behind the whole Big Bash format. Can you tell me, I'm not a cricket person, I don't know very much about it. Tell me a little bit about the format of it and what that entails.
So T20 cricket is a fast version of cricket. It's generally played over 3 to 3.5 hours.
Right.
It's really designed for entertainment, families, and that's something that we really focused on. So when we originally came up with the concept, and we were the first in regional Australia to come up with such a concept, and since then, and due to the success, it has been rolled out around the country, and there's a number of leagues getting played now. So we sat down, looked at the IPL, which is the Indian Premier League, looked at how that worked, and sort of built a model around it. We then sort of looked about, okay, what sort of market are we going to target? So we're targeting families, yep, that's great. And we also, we didn't want to take away from the local competition. So the Rum City Foods Div 1 competition, Div 2 competition. So we needed it to sort of be standalone, which is where we came up with Friday nights, and it turned into, family fun nights. So we really worked on colour, fun, got corporate sponsors behind it, as I said, and Hits FM were the initial radio partner, and obviously in the last few years it's been Triple M. So we've been very fortunate to get a lot of support, and it's just the following's been great. And the good thing is you've got players that have never played with each other playing in the same teams, you've got households supporting different franchises, something which you wouldn't have if in your regular competitions due to that loyalty to your primary club. So it's just really worked out well, and we can't complain. Yeah,
and how amazing to have it go, to other regional centres and have other people pick up the format and being involved in that success. How do you feel personally about that involvement with that success?
Well, look, I'm happy personally, as I said, and I've made a lot of great friends along the way, but whilst we came up with the format, and as I said, some people had toyed with it beforehand, but I suppose it's getting it implemented. But there are so many people along the way that have had to volunteer their time and get involved to actually get it off the ground and to keep it running. So, it's great to see, I think the Barrier Reef Big Bash is on at the moment. So up in Cairns, there was the Darling Downs Bush Bash, you've got the Gympie, the Bendigo Gympie Big Bash.
That's so cool.
Just to a few, and there's a few more other regions that are looking at it. I'm working with Michael Kasperitz at the moment and Mackay. They're looking at trying to create a similar competition up there. So what we do is just provide our notes of what we've done, and they build their own model. But at the same time, we'll then look at their model and we'll try and maybe pinch a couple of elements from theirs to incorporate into ours. And that's one thing that happened out of the Gympie Big Bash. They brought in a Young Guns concept, which we all thought was a great idea, so we've brought that into our competition, and this year it was known as the Bulls Masters Young Guns.
Wow, that's so cool. And you mentioned Michael Kasperwich before. You're also involved in the Bulls Masters events and different cricket games and that sort of thing that come to town. Tell me a little bit about that concept and what that's all about.
The Bulls Masters is a club or a group full of former Queensland players. So they've either represented Australia or Queensland. So whilst majority of the group are cricketers, there are also rugby league players within that group. So, you know, as I said, yeah, we had Cam Smith recently at the dinner, Alan Langer, Andrew G. You know, Paul Green's played for the Bulls Masters. We've had, you know, multiple different people up here. So it's really a Queensland, you know, a Queenslander type group. They are all about working and trying to give opportunities to young players in regional areas to get opportunities at the next level. So one thing a lot of people don't realise is that if you look at the Queensland cricket side, you look at a lot of the rugby league sides, a lot of the players come from rural communities or regional centres.
Yeah.
However, for those families, it's quite a massive commitment from them financially and time-wise to enable to support those children to get to that next level and to get those better opportunities. So the Bulls Masters, you know, is a group that works in all different areas over Queensland. It has lots of different beneficiaries, which we'll touch on shortly, which is all designed about, you know, giving opportunities, you know, making it more affordable. So for themselves, they've got two major cricket competitions. They've got the under 16 Bulls Masters Country Challenge, and then they have the Opens Country Challenge. Now with those competitions, all accommodation, transport is covered for the players.
Wow.
So I think the players pay about $200 each to attend, with everything else for those week-long carnivals, all covered via, you know, members of their group, some of their cornerstone members, sponsors, corporate sponsors, which is really great because once again, if you have to go up to Cairns, which I think the competition's at for the next couple of years, you know, it's a very expensive process. So to make it then enables, it gives those kids opportunities, and it's continuing to go from strength to strength. So that's sort of just on the cricket side, but it's just amazing that the communities they visit with the people they visit, like Cam Smith, you know, a lot of people got the opportunity to spend some time with Cam on his most recent visit, whether you're cricket, rugby league, or just a general Queensland, you know, fanatic. And they're very approachable, love photos, so it's not like some of those events where they might be a speaker, but that's the last you see of them. They're very interactive, and they do a lot of community stuff on their visits.
That's so good to see, especially when you've got lots of, like Bundaberg's such a huge sporting community, and lots of people have got, you know, look up to these people, so to have them so approachable and willing to give their time and their knowledge, it's really invaluable, I suppose. Yeah,
it is. And you know, people sit there and might say, oh, you know, look at it, it's really cricket focused. And look, in Bundaberg, cricket is the primary beneficiary. However, on the most recent tour, you know, at the dinner, Ronald McDonald House and the Police Remembrance Fund were two additional beneficiaries which they added in this year. And a couple of weeks ago, they went to Chinchilla for the Melon Festival, where the Police Remembrance Fund for the officers that died was the primary beneficiary, with cricket actually taking a back seat, and they were still a secondary beneficiary and got benefit out of it. So, and the community ate that up and loved that. So, you know, it's not just about cricket, it's about, you know, different beneficiaries, it's about working together, it's about connecting the community, and just having a good time.
Fantastic. It's been so good to talk to you today, Sean. Thanks for coming in and joining us, telling us all about Bundy Big Bash. I have learnt something today, which is wonderful. We look forward to another cracking season for 2024.
No worries. Thanks for having me in.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nathan from Triple M join us, and he lets us know what albums we should be adding to our little music library. Nathan, what have you got for us today?
Hey AJ, thanks for having me on. Look, today I wanted to go back through my own nostalgic music library.
Love
and
it.
I want to talk to you about a band called Incubus and their album Morning View, which was released on October 23rd, 2001.
Okay.
It's the fourth studio album by that American rock band. They're from California. And it comes after the success of their previous album, Make Yourself, and the smash hit single Drive, which you're probably familiar with. But the album ranges really widely from soft and hard rock, moving away from sort of that nu metal heavier edge that they were really known and famous for. It's the last album to feature their original bassist Dirk Lance, and its main singles were Wish You Were Here and Nice to Know You. Morning View's generally achieved a real critical praise and went double platinum, and it's actually their most successful album to date.
Yeah.
The title Morning View comes from the name of the street of the house that they recorded it in Malibu. So they had a beautiful morning view.
Very cool.
That actually really shows. It's got ambient and at times ethereal tones, pop sensibilities. It's got groove and funk. It's progressive songwriting and occasional hard edge. So original fans still love it.
Yeah.
It's quirky, it's palatable. You know, my mum listens to it, my kid listens to it as well.
Okay.
So, and I love it. It's memorable, and especially with like the last minute of the album consisting of just frogs croaking outside of the studio. The band jokes that the song was intended to make the listener pee their pants from relaxation. Yeah.
And that's what frogs croaking does.
Not for me. But Morning View is, look, overall, it's a well-crafted album to listen to from start to finish. It's one of those albums where you can really go on that journey. For myself, it's a nostalgic trip, bit of a warm hug that I often revisit on a Sunday morning with my family.
Yep.
And I cannot recommend Morning View by Incubus enough.
Excellent. I would never have, I don't have any Incubus in my library, and I think it's because it's traditionally a little bit heavy. But so that's good. That's a good one to know. I might.
Yeah, they are known for heavier stuff and a little bit of the pop stuff you might hear on the radio, because the singles still get a bit of rotation. But as they got older, they mellowed a little bit, and it's much more palatable, a lot more radio friendly, and a bit universal for
Love
everybody.
it.
So
And nature based with the frogs.
yeah, bit weird, bit quirky, but it's an absolute banger of an album. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Love it. Elle and Joe are Bundy's brand new breakfast team on Triple M. They are joining me here today. Guys, welcome to the show. So good to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. We're so excited.
It's very cool. Now, you guys have been together 2 weeks-ish now, am I right?
This is, week 2.
Week
Yeah?
2, yeah.
Going
I was about to
strong.
say week 1, but we've done a
It's
week
gone
already.
so fast.
Yeah, I know.
How's it all gone? Well, tell me a little bit about how you're settling in.
Obviously, we're fighting every day.
Yeah.
But we push through that and just get on with the job, I think.
We're really not getting on at all, so it makes it
tell.
really
The
hard.
chemistry's a bit.
Yeah.
It's all off.
Yeah.
But no, Joe actually was here a little bit longer than me, so he's had a little bit longer to settle in.
Yeah.
But I think I settled in quite quickly. Like, as soon as I drove up here, I was like, this is my place.
Yeah, we
pretty
love
good
it,
spot.
but we're learning all the suburb names and stuff still.
Oh, yeah.
But we
Yeah.
love the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any places yet, but I've been to a lot. I just won't remember the names.
No, yeah, that's true.
That's okay. As long as you know how to get to the places, that's all that I find
Absolutely not.
matters.
No.
I got
no.
lost
Oh,
coming here
okay.
As you can see, it's
Somebody
causing
gets
some
to Elle a
problems.
GPS.
Yeah.
with the GPS.
Well, because the problem is Elle won't know where she's going, so then she'll call me, but I don't know where she's going either, because neither of us know where we're going. So
So we need some help.
yeah,
All right.
we're getting there.
I'll give you my number.
Yeah,
and
good.
then we'll get you through.
That'd be great.
Appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about your history. What brings you to Triple M Bundy? What made the change?
Well, I come from Victoria. I hesitated because I didn't know if I should admit to that.
I mean, I probably
Absolutely
would
fine.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
many
okay.
Victorians in Bundaberg now.
I mean, before I came up here, like I've said to people when I got up here, like it was December and I had the heater on, like
Right,
during
yeah.
summer, like it was crazy. So yeah, I've sort of come from community radio, podcasting, teaching before that, and then come up here to nice weather and less teaching. So
Yeah.
I was a little similar. I'm not from Victoria, but I did spend like 8 months down there last year.
Where do you distance yourself from?
I will. Because originally I was from the Gold Coast, and then I ended up working for Triple M down in Gippsland. And I can concur, on the 16th of December, it was still freezing.
Yeah.
Like I had 2 jumpers on, a jacket, a beanie, and it was summer.
Yeah.
So getting up here, I was like, ah,
Yeah.
this is home.
I know, the amount of people I've met up here who were like, oh yeah, I'm from Victoria as well. I
Yeah.
left because of the weather. It's
There's a lot.
okay, fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot. Tell us, so brand new Brekkie show, how's it been slotting in after having a fairly long-term team in there and then coming in as the new guys? How are you finding that sort of transition?
Well, I think Joe answered this question great the other day. You said something, but also,
And as you can see, it really stuck with her.
Fantastic.
it was fantastic. But also too, I guess it's easy for us in a sense because we had our own careers like in different states. So we didn't actually really know what was going on up here to be like, we're walking into something that's
Yeah.
like so well established. So there wasn't really that time to be concerned, I guess. But you
Yeah.
had something great to say as well.
I can't remember what I said, but it's but it's good that it was both of us coming into a new show as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we're not inheriting any sort of thing. So we've just sort of started our own race, really. Like we're just doing our own thing, so we
That's
don't
fantastic.
really think about it. Yeah.
So what sort of things are we going to see from you guys in 2023? Can you give me any scoops?
2023. Listen, we've got some new segments that are up and running already. Friday Live is probably my most favourite. It is showcasing local musicians around here, and
Yes.
there are a lot, as you
There
know.
are a lot.
So many.
Yeah.
So many. And you had Abby Sky on
Yeah, yeah.
last
Yeah.
week, which was super cool. She's one
Yeah.
of our favourites.
She's incredible. So she was our first guest and started it strong. So everyone else needs to lift their game for
Yeah.
the rest of the year.
I know.
The bar has been set too high.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've also seen some, I actually spent the weekend watching some incredible musicians as well. And there's still a lot of talent around here. So I'm excited for what that segment holds.
Yeah, there'll be enough to fill that each week for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't know when we first came up here, like how much live music there will or won't
Yeah.
be. And then we were chatting to Steve Price and those sort of guys, and it's like, wasn't there like 18 gigs or something on Saturday night or something like that?
Oh,
like
over the
a lot.
weekend, there was
Sounds
like
about right.
56.
56.
Crazy. Yeah. So yeah, that's the big one for us, isn't it? We're just going to play as much live music as we can.
Yeah, and
that's
music is a
very
huge passion of mine. So I'm so happy that coming up here, there's such a good music scene.
Huge. And I hear you're actually a drummer. Is that correct?
I haven't played for about 9 months because I couldn't take my drum kit with me. But yeah, I am, and I love it a lot. I was actually like watching all my old drum videos last night, and I was like, I need to do that again.
But you drum and you sing.
I was going to say you also sing. I have a feeling you sing.
Listen,
Well, it depends. When you sing in
I can
karaoke,
pull a crowd.
you come in with confidence.
I do. I'm very confident.
When you sing in karaoke, you're good. It's just when during the show, she will sing the songs, but she'll keep the headphones on, so she has no gauge of how loud
Right.
she is.
Yeah,
So,
that's a problem.
In all fairness, I'm sure people would pay to see it.
no, not me.
I reckon they would. Tell me more about the radio show. What other segments can we? We've got Friday Live.
Friday Live, yeah.
What else can we expect?
I mean, we just have fun with stuff like the Secret Sound, don't we? I mean, that one we got up to $500 last week, and then we're reseeing it again. What do we got? Spotted Dog. We've got it's not called Spotted Dog. It's
Not, but I like where you're going with
It's
it.
Spotto, where things where like we come up with segments where you've got to try and like guess what we're picturing, like what
Right.
we've got in our box. But we never know with things like that or the 5-second rule, like whether we're giving easy clues or hard clues. So sometimes we've had one where it's like, right, you got 5 seconds to tell us 3 things in this topic, and we think, is it going to be a bit too hard? And the person goes like, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, or whatever it is, and it's just like, oh,
And
okay.
it's just me that was stuck.
Yeah, because
But yes.
I test them on Al beforehand, and she struggles, so I go, oh, it should be hard.
I struggle a lot in life, to be honest.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of competitions. We do have some other segments like mindfulness moments where like we focus on mental health and mental well-being and getting different guests on each week to just make sure that everyone's okay.
Yeah.
Like everyone's
we all
been
need
through
that
a
at the
lot.
moment.
Yeah. So I think like as much as Joe and I want to have fun as well, we just want to look out for everyone and just
Yeah.
make sure that everyone is doing okay and we're all in everything together. So there's lots of segments and just lots of different reasons why they're slotted in there. And we've got some on the horizon that aren't necessarily starting yet, but they're getting ironed out. So stay tuned, AJ.
So make
Stay
sure
tuned.
everyone needs to listen in. Triple M in the mornings. Make sure you've got your radio tuned to 93.1. I've got that right.
You
Well
do.
done.
Good
I'm
job.
winning.
You're doing better than me.
I know. Fantastic. Well, it's been so good to have you on the show. I'm really looking forward to seeing hearing what 2023 has got in store for you guys, and hopefully a lot longer. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Here at Wide Bay ITV, we recently conducted a Facebook survey. Now, we wanted to know what you, the audience, wanted to see on Wide Bay ITV. One of those things was a Friday night movie. So we're bringing a great movie to you this week. After that movie, though, we're also bringing a classic sci-fi B-grade movie. Miss Terry is here to tell us all about it. Miss Terry, are you there?
Nice to see that zip going away. AJ! Hi! I was just powdering my nose. So nice to say hi. Me, Miss Terry, with my scary old movies, and you with your not scary, not old music. You know, I just feel so close to you. Wow, that camera is right up there, hey. I feel like you could be one of my closest girlfriends. B grade. You're so funny. So funny. Anyway, me, Miss Terry. I feel like you could be one of my girlfriends on a beach with me drinking cocktails, and not some random stranger who's just burst into my dressing room and shoved a camera in my face. Always happy to say hi, among other things. But what I want to say more than anything else is I love your show. Where would we be if Miss Terry was anything but completely obvious? Does Nights with Miss Terry not sound like exactly what it sounds like? Yes, it does. 2 hours of solid horror brought to life on the big screen. And as host of our Friday night movie session, it is my pleasure to subject our guests to nothing but disgusting horror staring straight at them down the lens of the camera and into their screens. There'll be the movie as well. But first, I need to go back to doing whatever it was I said I was doing with my nose.
Thanks for chatting with us, Miss Terry. We look forward to seeing what you've got in store for us on Friday night. Make sure you guys tune in. Miss Terry is an amazing character, and I think she's going to have some really fantastic B-grade but cult classics you're going to really find fantastic. Coming up to close the show, BB Factory is an amazing blues band. Now, they are a multinational band, musicians from all over the world, and they're just fantastic. They're going to be playing live at Blues on Broadbeach, which is coming up in May, and they're also going to be coming to chat with me really soon, so make sure you tune in for that episode. I'm going to leave you now with their single, Save Me.
I was lowered in a canyon, and I was all used up. My soul belonged to the devil, and I was running out of luck. So I went to my mama for a little comfort. I said, oh mama, I need your love. Then I went to a minister, but he asked me to go. He said, oh my son, I can't save your soul. So I fell to my knees, I cried out to the Lord. Please, oh please, save me from these devil dogs. It was a dream that I had that had come to pass. Can someone save me from this looking glass? Save me. So I kept on running riding the train. If I keep moving, my soul I can save. But those old hellhounds were deep down inside, and they kept on coming, chewing up my life. See, they work for the devil, and they know if they fail, there's a lot of things worse deep down in hell. I was a fool. I sold my soul. I sold my soul for old fool's gold. It was a dream that I had that had come to pass. Can someone save me from this looking glass? Took me for a walk. Save me. He passed me a cigar. Save me. Said he wanna talk to me. Save me. About my BB job. Save me. Fell to my knees. Save me. I cried out to the Lord. Save me. Please, oh please, save me from these devil dogs. It was a dream that I had